Hey y'all, Guab here, back with another turn of Dominions. I notice that you guys have noticed that it's turn 17, so we missed a turn. And the reason for that is I was in California visiting my sister for a couple of days. So, anyway, we are back. We decided to stealth our troops and invade Lanka, and the reason for that is. Um, Basically, we saw that they hadn't taken, they had let, TNN take Stornwoods, which should have clearly been a Lanka province. They weren't really contesting me for any other provinces. And then we also saw Machaka had taken these two provinces from Lanka. So we thought Lanka was pretty dead. Lanka does have the ability to stealth their troops, so they could have stealth troop places, or they could have like troops in these forts over here. But Lanka seems pretty dead. I mean, let's look at their bless. We do not know their bless. Um, Anyway, I do know though, however, what Machaka's bless is, and it is displacement and quickness. So Machaka fucking slaps. They have 200 troops sieging Lanka. So our goal is to grab as much western and southern of Lanka land as we possibly can before anyone else swoops in. Um, Another thing that and it's interesting that Machaka and Fomoria both haven't taken these three provinces because they're all super valuable. Another thing that we want to do before by the end of this episode is to do like a tier list where we rank how people's expansions went and like how strong we think they are. Um, the war that Muspelheim is in has continued. Muspelheim is now in a 1v3 versus Colossa, um, Agartha, and Femoria. And yeah, so that's interesting, and I think that it's actually pretty well balanced, even for 1v3, because Muspelheim is just so strong. And so that's going on. I guess let's go into the battles that, and we'll watch them, and then I can kind of go more over the game state. So this was Femoria uh versus Machaka, and they both have a regeneration bless. So we can look at Femoria's bless here. They have regeneration, undead regeneration, and mending bones. So this makes me really curious as to what Femoria is doing. They're probably planning to twice born some of their death commanders, and so then use their mending bones and undead regeneration on it. But this is a really weird bless for Femoria, and it doesn't really help them early. These giants have 81 hit points because they're larger and regeneration, and these guys are only 35. They do 24 damage, so they're going to be doing like 24. Yeah, they're going to be on average doing 6 damage a hit versus these 81 health Muspelheim giants that are regenerating 8 points a turn. Yeah, this is not not gonna go super well. Oh, that's really unfortunate. The fact that they missed, that these guys ran into the back line instead of curving around the giants, because they could have killed some giants potentially. Yeah, these giants do 39 damage a strike. Are they one hitting? 30. They're not. They're two hitting. Femoria's giants. So the Femoria's giants just don't have much chance to regen. This is just. Uh, Maybe they can snipe the commander in the back. Yeah, no. Okay, that's a really bad loss for Femoria. But Femoria's giants, those giants are full like recruiting. I do not know how high Dominion Femoria is at, but they can probably shut those out a lot faster than Muspelheim can. I would guess that this is all of Muspelheim's sacreds, because they lost 3 versus Agartha, but they might have more running around elsewhere. I'm recruiting more scouts because I want to kind of know more of what's going on. And I guess then let's explain some strategic considerations. We're just going to keep invading Lanka. We should probably... Oh. Yeah, I guess I already submitted this turn, and the turn is already rolled, so I can't make changes to my moves. If I could, I would have changed probably the bless script here, but it's really okay. I don't think Lanka can respond If Lanka does have stealth armies around, I think they have bigger considerations than dealing with this. And I had to stealth in this army and surprise them, so I really don't think they're going to respond. I'm moving my army from my cap to here. I want to take as much of the underground as possible, because it. I would guess that these two are going to connect, because Agartha is guaranteed to have these two, and so then it's just going to be like 3 tiles between them. Yeah, I would guess that those connect. So don't necessarily want Agartha to get more of the underground. I think a war between Agartha and I is somewhat inevitable if the undergrounds connect. I guess it depends on how much land and stuff there is under there. I don't particularly want to fight Agartha, but I also don't want to fight Marvernia. Oh, one more thing to mention that I saw on my scouting, and I had moved my scouts around, is these these 4 tiles are all owned by Marvernia. And so Marvernia was one of the targets I was considering attacking, because I just like they really haven't taken all their land and stuff, but they ate a huge chunk of Fomoria's land, and yeah, Fomoria. I mean, these mountain placements kind of suck for Fomoria because it's easier for an opponent to come in and defend them, and they kind of just mess up his movement. Um, and like these river placements are kind of unfortunate, but like really, Fomortia should be loving all this water. They should be like sailing over here, taking these provinces. Like these should be guaranteed Fomorian provinces. And so I guess, yeah, I'm kind of confused why this land is just untaken. It's so rich. Yeah. So, I guess we can talk. Let's go ahead and talk about research. We'll end the turn, look at our next turn, and then we'll talk about what I know from the general map, and then we'll rank everyone. So, I am basically exclusively fighting giant nations or semi-giant nations, and what I mean by that is Agartha is basically a giant nation. Fomortia is a giant nation. Muspelheim is a giant nation. Lanka is not a giant nation, and Colossus is like a half giant nation. So I'm going to be fighting a lot of giants, and because of that, Sword of Sharpnesses are really good. Especially if I ever need to fight Muspelheim, so I can get resistance gear. So instead of going for Enchantment 5 right now, I'm actually going to hit Construction 3, and then I can also start selling stuff to Fomortia if I want to prop them up. Also, we hit Enchantment 4, which is a big power spike. It enables us to do Serpent Fang arrows, and also to do True Shot Warriors, and thankfully we random to the Air Mages to do True Shot Warriors. And so we are probably going to get if this fight versus Lanka took longer, because I originally didn't think that Lanka was already going to be dead by the time I got over here, we would start getting an Archer Core up. I mean, like, an Archer Core is useful versus Colossa, versus Marvernia, versus Lanka, and versus Machaca. It's not super useful versus Agartha, because they have shields. A lot of them do, and they're underground. But an Archer Core is really useful versus a good portion of the people I'm fighting. Building a lab here, getting up my industry. I don't really have many mages, but at least my research is doing okay. My site searching is doing terrible, so I'm actually sending out my god to do some site searching, because I've only found... Have I found any gem producing sites? Dude, I've site searched basically everything. If I might not have found any gem producing sites. Oh, yeah. No gem producing sites for me. That's really bad. Wow. Yeah, that really fucking sucks. So yeah, basically, I'm just gonna eat Lanka for free. And I'm a little bit worried about Agartha coming on me, but I asked around to make sure that they had not pieced out with Muspelheim, and they hadn't. So I think my fort is safe here. But even if it's not, I think I can bring troops back before they can take it. And I'm not worried about fighting Agartha on land. I'm worried about fighting. Well, they have a huge stats bless, so I am worried about fighting them on land. Before I get more stuff online. Once I get enchantment 5 and 6, then I'm not as worried because they are weak to fatigue place. Okay, so looks like everything is good here. So let's go ahead and look at the next turn. Okay, cool. But no sites were found. Yay. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our Lanka battles before we spoil ourselves. Okay, so this is just our troops chopping into horsies. Okay, yeah, easy mode. Nothing going on there. Did we even lose anyone? No, we didn't. And then this is probably just more light PD. Yeah, it's just more light PD. Okay, cool. Our battles went pretty well. Oh, that's a heavy amount of PD and a Fomorian King. This is once again very bad news for Fomoria. Sorry, he cast Personal Misform. I think Fomoria keeps having these guys on attack rear. I think that that's not the play. Does he even have any gear on him? No. Damn, this was not going to end well. You could have had Fomoria. You can't even have Fomoria. I don't know. The only way I can think of that going well is if the Fomorian King just spam cast Shockwave and he had bigger buffs on him. That's a big waste of PD. Fomoria is... Oh, ooh, there's a big battle. Okay. Blood Slaves. Okay. Okay, so it looks like there's a big battle on the cap between Lanka and Machaka, so let's go ahead and look at that. Machaka attacking Lanka and... Oh, he hopped off the cap? Oh, no, that's not good for us. It would have been really good for... Oh, and we can finally see Lanka's Blast. So, shock resistance, poison resistance, fire resistance, defense skill, blood... Okay, so this is also a really annoying stats bless. Thankfully, they have no cold resistance. I think Lanka's just gets riggedy wrecked. Yeah. Does Machaka take any losses from this? Oh, he does. He takes 17. That's a bad loss for Lanka, but at least Lanka gets their cap back. I have to be careful about... Yeah, I actually can't just fight those units. Oh, and Lanka has more duders down there, so I'm actually just going to keep expanding sideways, and I'll probably will need to bring more troops over here. And we have now scouted under here. So we know that it just continues in a line. Let's attack current province. And yeah, we could send more troops over to Holden Fire. We could send more troops over to our Lanka stuff, but I mean, we kind of want to take that for free. Site search. Actually, search for magic sites. And you, my friend, you get to move on and search somewhere else. We'll have you... Okay, so you searched basically all over this direction. So we're going to actually have you go over here. And might as well just site search with our god a little bit. Okay. I started to recruit some troops over there. We want to... Okay. We're gonna have a small... We're gonna have 3 mages do guard commander and retake this villain's province. Because it's useful for me, but I don't know. The fact that we've been site searching a lot because we want air gems, we want earth gems, and we want fire gems, and we have not found any of them, and that's pretty rough. Like actually, were we? Yeah, we were just recruiting a new guy there. Okay. And yeah, we got some more scouts online, which is always nice. I maybe need to consider just sending my god and picking up some Fomorian land, because I think Fomoria might be on their way out. Um, they're pretty fucking weak. We'll just kind of go ahead, expand around. Um, uh, yeah, you guys can, you just go to the capital. We'll pick up some more troops there. We still don't have that many mages, but we probably let's probably actually, yeah, we're gonna not stop recruiting all these guys. We're gonna do a big round of archers, because all we do have all the guys that we need for casting our archer spells. We can cast and poison arrows, which should be pretty well. I guess Machaka has not Machaka. I guess Lanka does have poison resistance, right? Um, no, poison resistance 5. Yeah, and venom arrows is not actually going to help that much. It'll still be helpful. I think that those guys will be more helpful than uh just another wave of steel maidens. And these guys I will leave producing. And oh yeah, I'm producing the Iron Warriors with Moles here just because if I fight Lanka, sorry, if I fight Agartha, these guys have low defense, but they have high protection, and the Moles are just going to help get through them. At least that's the theory. And they have slightly more protection, not, but the protection doesn't really matter. Um, yeah, I mean maybe they'll survive one attack. Um, but it'll just be more damage coming out, which is kind of what we need. Um, okay, and then let's go ahead and move our scouts around. So we're gonna sending this scout south. This scout is gonna keep going into Argartha. You can work on coming south. You can. Okay, so Lanka does have some more troops over there. You'll just hide here. Yeah, dude, no one owns these. And man, TNN is aggressive. They expanded past the throne line on both the north and south. Like it's kind of balls to the walls. Um, yeah. Yeah, TNN's a little like I don't know what their bless is, but they're a little scary. Okay, so let's kind of go ahead and do a mini power ranking based off and I guess one we'll go over the events of the world right now actually. So Atlantis and Therados are fighting as obvious, and apparently Atlantis is smooshing Therados. Um Marvernia is attacking Femoria, I heard. So that's some of the biggest reasons that I need to eat Femoria, because I mean they're losing to Muspelheim. I mean, like, maybe I'll just sell them weapons and stuff. I will get construction 3, so I wouldn't be opposed to helping prop them up, but I probably should just eat these provinces and then save these lakes for later. Let's check mercenaries. Ooh, Reavers of the Deep. That would save me a lot of hard work. Is there any can what if we do I wonder if I can cancel all extraneous production and be able to afford the Reavers of the Deep, because that would be quite nice. Uh Honestly, it's worth it. I'll wait till I put in my bid for the mercenaries until after this episode, because I don't want people to know exactly how much I bid. But yeah, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. And that'd be nice to help secure these 3 water tiles. Maybe even this one. Um, oh yeah, sorry. So those people are fighting. I've heard that. I guess actually that's kind of all the information I know. I've heard that Russ and TNN are fighting. And I've also heard that Russ went an obfuscate bless, which is a really odd choice for Russ. So I think Russ is actually one of the strongest nations in the game, but kind of weird decisions. So anyway, let's start with all the weak nations right now, and then we'll go into the like on pace nations, and then we'll go into the strong ones. So right now, weak is Femoria. Um, Russ, I've heard is weak. Uh, Therados is weak, but you can't really do anything about it. Lanka, I still think is weak. And it's like, yes, all of this is strong, don't get me wrong, and like, yes, they have 220 army here, but they have what? I mean, if they can combine these forces, I don't know. Machaka is just really strong. They did just get nerfed, and I think it was for a valid reason. So, I would not want to be in their position. Um, And for the people who are on pace, I'm on pace. Colossus on pace. Marvernia is on pace. Machaka is on pace. Um, and Atlantis is on pace. And then for the people who I think are actually quite strong, is I would just put Muspelheim and Agartha as quite strong. And even though Muspelheim is in a 3v1, with like someone who's weak, someone who's ahead, who's strong, and then someone who's also on pace, I think Muselheim is going to be fine. They've shown that they are a confident enough player that they can do stuff. And I don't know what Colossus Bless is yet, though I've heard it's a Hell Bless, a Hell Stat Bless. I would not be concerned about anything that Fomori is going to throw at me or anything that Agartha is going to throw at me. And like, look at how defensible this terrain is. Like, Muspelheim is here. Like, there's only 2 real provinces they can be approached from the south. The west is kind of safe from Atlantis, from these lakes here. From the north, they can just hold like this line, 2 provinces, kind of like forever. Like, it's really hard for Colossa to get down through here, uh, and like this is a super defensible border too. And like once they take out Femoria, guess what? This is once again a defensible border. Like I couldn't do anything about it, and neither really could Marvernia. And Marvernia shares. Oh, I thought Marvernia controlled this. Maybe they just control these 3. But anyway, like Marvernia doesn't really have any real way to attack them. So like they're really safe because of just how defensible this whole terrain is here. In fact, yeah, all the terrain, like this big fat peninsula here is just, I guess not a peninsula, it's an isthmus. I don't know what the geographic term is, but this whole thing is super defensive, and that's going to turn out really well for Muspelheim, just because just because of how things are going. Um, so I guess we need scouts up in. I guess we do need our scouts up in Femoria to see how things are going and to see if we need to eat them. Would kind of be unfortunate because I actually like them quite a bit from just chatting to them and stuff. But you got to do what you got to do. Um, and yeah, we'll just keep that guy here. And it's just really perplexing to me that that Machaka would just straight up rush Lanka before finishing to take all their expansion provinces. Um, Maybe they were worried. I mean, maybe the mountain pass was. I don't know. I don't. I like. I am rushing Lanka because Lanka has bad scales. They looked pretty weak because yeah, if you want to avoid looking weak, avoid leaving indie provinces. I know I say that, and then I have these 4 indie provinces next to me, but this one is for Marvernia. This one's also for Marvernia if they want it. Uh, Actually, should I? No, I'm not going to ping that. Um, And then I guess let's set up the scripts for these guys. They're all on guard commander. We're against villains, so it shouldn't really matter. This guy's gonna spam cast Strength of Giants. Oh, it's all AoE one, right? Okay, no, Gift of Giant Strengths. Gift of 1, 2, 3, and then they'll cast Earth. Actually, you know, I'll just have them cast this 5 times, and then I'm gonna gem these guys to cast some Earth Shatter Hammers. Actually, no, you'll do Blessing. And then you are gonna do Earth Shatter Hammers and Temper Armors. What's the AoE on this? Actually, you'll double gem cast Temper Armors. 1, 2. I have a lot of Earth gems. You know what? And then we'll still have you cast Earth Shatter Hammers twice. It's a good spell. And that should take basically all their fatigue, but that's fine. They're chill dudes. That should easily be enough to take on the villains. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I have Earth Gems galore. It's fine to spend that much. Okay, score graphs. I mean, I'm still gaining provinces, still gaining income. My gen income is absolutely atrocious. My research is kind of going parabolic. Kind of. Army's good. Everything else is good. I think we have. Yeah, so we have a lot of troops. We're at like 350 troops, so that's really good. I'll cast. Actually, should I just cast Clayman again now? Oh no, it's 7 gems. If I had more fire gems, I could afford to cast Terracotta Army, but you know, it is what it is. We're gonna hit construction 3. We maybe should have left our god in our cap so he could cast Earth hammers, but you know, it is what it is. I might just have him search, move cap, cast Forger Hammer, and then he'd be ready to Cloud Trapeze north into Femoria if we needed to snag some of that land. Yeah. You know what? Let's just put in the bid for mercenaries. Boop. Oh. Not from Silverfangs, from here. No, I don't want it. How do I cancel bids, actually? Well, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Guab out.